flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rolling on the cameras and all that?
We should be on the air.
Because I knew last week we weren't live.
We weren't live?
Yeah.
Yeah, all it got was the Pledge of Allegiance. It wasn't live on TV. And you said Jonathan had a long reason why.
Yep, I talked to him and it was Comcast. We weren't the only ones. It was a real large geographical area that went down.
Oh, it was an issue?
So they think it was a cyber attack.
So hopefully we're broadcasting tonight live. Okay.
Don't look at me, I'm not responsible for it.
You're the cybersecurity man.
Yeah,
What
I
if-
have my thoughts, but
Wow.
All right.
But he said it was a
Tracy,
big
would you lead us through this,
Sure.
please?
So tonight we'll go through the warrant and take your votes. I'll record them and convey them to the finance committee who will be meeting.
You're meeting the first Tuesday.
The 7th, I believe.
Yeah. in April.
7th, okay. Meeting on the 7th, and they'll take their votes. We'll start working on the finance committee appropriation booklet, get that ready for town meeting, and based on what you decide here tonight, if everything stays or things go, or we change the order, we'll amend all that, and then we'll have you take a vote to execute, and we'll make the changes. Martha and Joy and I will make whatever changes you have, and then you can come in and sign.
When will it get posted?
Technically, it can be posted after you sign it. I believe there is potentially one more citizens petition coming in. We think it may have been the one that was received today, but we're not sure. So probably wouldn't post it before April 2nd.
Okay. To clarify, Tracy, tonight are the votes, roll call votes on each thing, or is it a regular vote?
It's just regular votes.
Thank you.
And the significance of a vote.
Yep.
There was a debate once when Mike Doyle was here about what the vote meant. And I thought it was twofold. It was, yes, it should be on the warrant, and yes, I support what it says.
Yeah, if there's an article on here that you guys say, nope, we don't wanna take this up, we wanna pull it off, we'll take it off. But the votes you're taking is your support, either in support or opposed to it, you as the individual members of the board, and that's what we record in the
The
booklet.
rationale.
Yep, in the rationale
And
booklet.
Mr. Chairman, I asked a couple of quick questions just for clarification so I can take the vote properly. I just, a better definition of what the municipal waterway improvement means. And the other one is the UMTC, what that acronym stands for.
So municipal waterways is our harbor master account. So we have mooring fees and motorboat excise tax. That is established as a revolving fund, so those revenues that come in, we have to appropriate those funds to operate the harbor master program in the summertime, year round, I guess.
And UMTC was the unpaid bill?
Yep, that is our unemployment carrier. But it's our unemployment expense.
That's the one that didn't come in until,
It didn't come, they had changed systems, the
Yeah.
Commonwealth actually changed systems, software systems, and they didn't generate the bill until after July 1st, so. it
So
wasn't-
after the fiscal year end.
And is that a 9/10 vote?
It is. Yep.
9/10 vote.
Yep.
So Tracy, if you felt that it should go on the warrant, because people should be able to, vote for it, but that you didn't particularly support it, what happens then?
You would vote no? You would vote opposed? And the numbers as they appear in the booklet, it's in favor, opposed, abstentions.
Yes, no,
So if we vote to put on the warrant, we are supporting the article.
So if you wanna take anything off, let us know, but the votes you're taking tonight, the votes are either in support or opposition, or if you wanna abstain to it.
can we go through these article by article?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So usually Article 1 and Article 2, you don't,
We don't take a position on those, right? I have a question about Article 2. Are we expecting any report besides the Finance Committee?
as of right now, I have not received notification from anyone that they're interested in making a report.
The Council on Aging, the directors of the Council on Aging, will they be giving their report here or at the, during the article?
So most times, and that will be a conversation that they will have with the moderator, but most times, any kind of reports like that happen at the article, so it doesn't get lost.
Confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Article 3 is just all of the salaries and compensation for anyone that is elected.
And the only one that's changed in that list is probably town clerk.
Correct.
Okay, so I move that, well, we don't. Do you need a motion?
You usually make an affirmative motion. I move to approve.
All right, so I move to approve Article 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? So it's 5 yeses.
Okay. Article 4 is the operating budget of the town. And that we usually, so you'll get your books that will be printed. You'll have those soon, shortly. We're just finishing that up now based on the votes at the conversation we had at the last meeting. But in our booklet, you'll recall, it does outline every individual account that the town has. So anyone that's interested in, this is just, the omnibus budget, but all of the detail is in the booklet. So
In the
people
back,
can see it in the back. Yep.
In the Finance Committee's
Yep.
appropriation booklet,
Yep.
yeah. All right, I move to approve Article 4.
Second.
Okay. Anyone have discussion of Article 4? I'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? No. So it's 5-0-0.
Article 5 is our annual appropriation into the stabilization fund. We've tried to keep that at about $200,000 annually. And that funding typically would pay for our capital plan, like you've seen in those meetings. But what's happened is we haven't had the levy capacity to be able to put that amount of money. So over the last couple of years, it's been reduced down to 50,000, and we're using a lot more free cash to fund our capital expenses, which is fine, it's perfectly legal.
I remember when we didn't have a stabilization fund.
Did not. This will bring our balance, if this should be approved by town meeting, it'll bring our stabilization fund balance to about $222,000.
How about a motion?
I move to approve Article 5.
Second.
Any discussion of Article 5? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstaining? Hearing none, it's 5-0-0.
And most of these, first actually 9 articles, the people that are regulars at town meeting are very familiar with. They're the same first 9 we have every year, so people are very aware of what they're for. Like Article 6, we had talked about that, other post-employment benefits. This, at one point in time, we were appropriating from the tax rate. But now we don't have the levy capacity, so we're moving funds, we're asking to transfer funds from free cash into this account. If this article should be approved, we'll end up with a little bit over $2 million, and our total liability is about $6.7 million, so. it'll be a
Gaining
while
on it.
Before we're fully funded.
We're gaining on it.
Jamie,
Slowly, ever so slowly, but it does keep it in people's minds. It reminds us that we have that unfunded liability out there.
I move to approve or accept Article 6.
Second,
any discussion on Article 6? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, that's 500.
As part of our understanding our OPEB obligations, we conduct an actuarial valuation every 2 years as we're required to do so. So in 2027, we're up. The cost of the valuation is $7,400, and that would be funded from free cash.
I move to approve Article 7.
second,
Any discussion on Article 7? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 500.
And Article 8 is our revolving funds. We have two currently. We have the Recreation Revolving Fund, which is the revenues are generated from field rentals. And the Municipal Waterways and Improvement Fund, also known as the Harbor Master Account. The revenues generated from the mooring fees and motorboat excise tax fees.
I think this was answered last week, but I'll ask again because I can't remember the answer. Did the rec committee ask for any additional funding this year, or is 50K been, because it's been constant for a while?
So the way it works, it's kind of restrictive because it's a revolving fund. So the only thing that those field rental fees can be spent for is anything relative to the fields.
Yeah.
The maintenance of the fields, the sprinklers, the mowing, fertilizing, those types of things. What's happened in the last few years as we're expanding the area with playgrounds and basketball courts and pickleball and whatever, they have had additional expenses. You know, they need to replace nets, they need to get more basketballs, all sorts of things, and they haven't had access to any funding. So this year, on the line items, the individual line items, there's a $10,000 expense, which is the only really new funding that we have in this year's operating budget, to allow them to have an operating annual budget in which they can do those things. You know, put up coat hooks in the field house and, you know, just small expenses.
So I think through your hard work and between you and Cindy, they got clear clarification of what they can spend that $50,000 for, okay, for the first time in a long time, which is good.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yeah, we made a lot of progress this year.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It is.
So I move to accept Article 8.
Second.
and
Any
approve it.
further discussion? Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's also 500.
So Article 9 is our one and only enterprise fund. We run an ambulance enterprise fund. And what that means is all the costs are encompassed within that one system of accounting. So their revenues, the fees generated from the ambulance runs, pay for this program in its entirety. It pays for the manpower, it pays for the expenses, it pays to purchase or lease, in our case, the ambulances. It pays for even the indirect costs, so the costs that the town incurs to pay their payroll and pay their expenses. We calculate those costs as well, so they are a full enterprise fund, and that is the estimate of the cost to run the program this year. It's about, I think it was about $4,000 more than last year.
I see it, the old one.
Oh, the old one right there, yeah.
That's it. All right, I move to accept Article 10. No, Article 9.
Second.
Any questions, any discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor of Article 9?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 5-0-0.
Article 10, so again, with, thinking about the enterprise fund, they have some expenses, some equipment that needs to be replaced. So just like we, as an individual municipality, at the end of our fiscal year, look at what our final operations are and certify a free cash, same thing with Triton, same thing with the enterprise fund, they certify their own free cash. And these items, payment on the lease of the ambulance, I think this is the 3rd year, the 7-year lease, if I'm not mistaken. Cardiac monitor defibrillator for $45,000 and a Lucas chest compression device for $25,000 would all be funded from the enterprise fund free cash, ambulance enterprise fund.
So my note from last time said that the chest compression devices, we have 2 and we need 3, 1 for each ambulance, so that's for 1.
Yep.
And the lease payment for the ambulance is year 3 of 7, is that correct?
3 of 7.
7. Sometime, is it possible that the select board can ask Fire Protection Company number 1 for $70,000 worth of a charitable donation to buy that? Those 2 items, the last 2 items?
You can always ask them.
You can always ask them,
Yeah.
okay?
There's also, later on, there's 2, there's funding for 2 hydraulic extrication tools as well.
Right,
Any of those, I think, would be within their charitable mission.
okay.
So if we appropriate at town meeting, and then the charitable contributions come in, the money will just tie back.
Just closes back out to free cash. And I should have mentioned that, we try to make a point of saying that at town meetings, sometimes we don't always remember. But these are the needs of the community. Just because it's voted at town meeting doesn't mean we're not going to try to get grant funding. We always try to take advantage of all those opportunities, whether they're state or federal opportunities. So it is not uncommon for exactly what you described to happen.
The last number I heard for grants that everyone in town hall collectively got was like 1.3 million,
Correct.
which avoided hard-earned taxpayer money.
Correct.
Thank you.
Tracy, does this leave their free cash with high, with a good high water mark still?
If everything should be approved, it would leave them with about $122,000 in free cash, which is decent for them.
Okay, so I think we need a motion for Article 10.
Move to accept Article 10.
Second.
Any further discussion on Article 10? Let's vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstaining? Hearing none. 5-0-0. Article 11.
So Article 11 is the feasibility study that we discussed last time. The $250,000 number was an estimate, but it would include feasibility and conceptual design for the location. They could consider alternative locations, but primarily based on the outcomes of the senior center meeting. At this location on Kent Way, I think it's about a 5-acre parcel. The question I have for you is, we kind of segued into conversations about fire station on Morgan Ave as well, where we're looking at significant repairs there. The chairman of the finance committee had mentioned increasing that amount to $500,000 and doing both feasibility and conceptual design studies simultaneously. But the only thing I would say to you is, if you're going to do that, you need to be pretty sure about where you want to put these things.
I don't think we're ready for that to that leak.
I have a concern of bringing something like that to town meeting and not being prepared to, because I couldn't answer that question. So I think at this point, well, I move, well, can we change the language? I think we may need to change the language. Yeah, so, I don't know, what's the feeling of the board? I think that we need to have a little more meat on the bone. for
As
lack of
far
a
as
better word,
combining,
to bring this to town meeting.
Meaning senior center and town hall?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of work done for the senior center. Damon has done all that work. He's very well versed and he can speak at town meeting and explain what he wants and why he wants it, and he has the facts to back him. I'm not so sure we have those answers for the town hall.
We have all the preliminary work done for the town hall at 25 High Road.
Right, we have a whole
We have
project.
all of that work done. So in terms of space needs and all that kind of analysis, we're done with all that. It hasn't changed. But obviously, a preliminary conceptual design would likely look different if you're doing a combined facility here versus a standalone facility there.
This board has never discussed it. This board has never taken a vote on it.
Right.
I don't see how we can bring that to town meeting.
So you would prefer to see the article removed?
I would like to see just the conceptual design plan for the senior center and let Damon speak to it himself, I think. But what's the tenor of the board?
Well, I mean, I see this as engaging a professional engineer who's more skilled and versed to evaluate the plan that a group of volunteers and the senior citizen put together. I think they had an understanding of the space needs, but in terms of, will this fit here, will this fit there, can the ground support it? The engineering part of a structure, I think that's what I see that study.
but I think Alicia's right, because we aren't prepared for that personally. We would have to.
What's that? When you say we're not
To bring it
prepared,
to town hall, so
Bring what
that
to
would
town?
release it, that would release it to have the study done.
Hold
I
on,
don't
Leslie.
think that we're ready on that either.
I need you to clarify that. Are you talking about the town hall project or Damon's work?
Both.
Well, Damon's got his work done.
We had an extensive meeting on Saturday to go over what they went through. And I-
Damon is very well prepared to discuss this
And I think
at
Damon
town meeting.
recognizes that that ad hoc committee didn't have the science to be able to evaluate it in terms of an engineering possibility. Okay, and I think that's what that study does. Not only for the concept of the plan itself, the space, but where to put it, okay? I think they made some assumptions, they made some rankings of sites, different sites in town, and I think this feasibility study should look at Damon's package, say, I understand how you did it, let's look at it from an engineering perspective, a professional perspective.
Because their recommendation was to add on over here at the library. So they need to, next step, I think, is to have an engineer look at it and say whether or not that's feasible to do their concept.
And on the reverse side, they ruled out some other locations which a professional engineer might say, your reason for ruling out another spot was could be
Inaccurate,
challenged or inaccurate.
yeah.
I think it lends professional credibility to what Dana's group proposed.
And I think that if town meeting approves this, I think like what we have for the 25 High Road proposal for town meeting, you'll have something that we can move forward with if the town decides to do that, if town meeting
A lot
approves
of
it.
that discussion though had to do with both Frank and Erica discussed the fact that you could probably lose the entire article by vote because of those two.
That's why it's
Right.
separate, in
That's
Article
why it's
11.
a separate article.
Breaking them
It's
out.
broken out.
Yeah, we
Article
broke it
11
out.
is broken
That's
out
why.
for that reason.
And the 250 number is, in your estimation, is enough for both senior center and town hall?
So we contacted the, to get the estimate, we contacted the architectural firm that had done the work for the town hall at 25 High Road. Because so much of it's already done, he said if you're considering, and he spoke to Damon, so this is secondhand, but if you're considering making that your civic center complex, most of the town hall work we've already done, so we could do both for the
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
So that, in all likelihood, if you're just looking at a standalone senior center, then that fee
It
would
will
likely
cost
come
less.
down.
But so the town would be agreeing to spend up to.
No,
Correct.
yeah, no.
Oh, it's always
Not
up
to- not
to.
exceed.
Cause honestly, I came in thinking the way, the finance committee chair had sort of put it, like, let's put a bigger number out there and put everything in. But I take your point that we've not actually as a board discussed that, and so, I mean, I very much lean towards saying, let's make this just the senior center. But I also very much lean towards saying, supporting it, because we've gotta, Mr. Jesperson, whose first name just went out.
Damon?
Marshall.
Marshall's point last week, every year that we don't do anything, the costs go up. So at some point, we're gonna take a step and we're gonna have a feasibility study and conceptual design for a town hall. We're gonna have that at some point.
And
We
I
already-
think
well,
that starting
we
point,
have it.
that
We
have
starting
it.
point has to be after
this.
after May 5th.
Well,
I
we
agree.
already, but we
I agree.
already have that,
Right,
so we have that work done.
And it has
So
to
I
be
think that-
communicated.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that when this article is brought forward at town meeting, I'm more than comfortable standing up and speaking to the fact that there are significant capital needs that the town of Newbury has. This is just one of them. Once we get this feasibility study done, I think the board should convene and discuss the capital needs overarching.
And that's what Marshall proposed
Right.
to
Yeah,
put together, okay? And I.
But we already have the town hall work done. We don't have anything to do with the council on aging done.
we have the town hall work done at that location.
At that
Right.
location.
Just
Right.
yeah.
So it's looking at another, if you did it at another location, is it feasible?
Correct.
Period. And if I'm not mistaken, Damon and Cindy are trying to pursue grants to eat into this $250,000.
Yeah, we got denied today on one of them,
She told me.
but we haven't exhausted all our
That's right,
opportunities
that's
yet.
right.
So, that's what I think.
So how do we modify the article? Strike out and town hall?
To see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $250,000 for a feasibility study / conceptual design plan for the senior center. Strike and town hall. So I move that. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Any further discussion?
Any further discussion? We've had discussion. Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor of Article 11 as we just changed it? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Opposed.
1-0.
Article 12.
Article 12 is what is our capital,
One sec, let me just understand this a little bit. I mean, 25 High Road is not on the agenda, but, if this failed, I mean, if you didn't do this, you couldn't even evaluate if in Damon's study, they talked about 25 High Road. So if you denied this, you wouldn't even be evaluating whether their space needs could be done at 25 High Road. There's a lot of churn in town that people think it could be, but on the negative side, if this didn't fly, then someone stands up and says, let's put the council on aging at 25 High Road. Is it feasible to do that? We don't know. We didn't do a feasibility study.
Right, so by saying no to, by voting no to this, I believe what Leslie's saying is she does not support voting any money from free cash to support a feasibility study done by Damon.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's her
Okay.
vote.
I just wanted to clarify it in my own mind as well.
Thank you.
Article 12,
Just before we get to Article 12, the 40,000 will stay under Article, well, that's Article 12. Will the $40,000 stay in there, or is that gonna be broken out, or?
No, that's, so Article 12 is our capital plan.
Okay.
That is our capital expenditures as evaluated by the capital planning committee, the meetings that you're at. So this would in effect be approving the town of Newbury's capital plan, which includes the PEG equipment purchase, the emergency management response vehicle, town piling replacements, Morgan Ave Fire Station repairs, the extrication tools, the record software, senior center. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that should have come out, it didn't, okay. About that, one should have been out. And the COA transport vehicle.
So
So that number will change, the 1.236 will change.
can I make a motion, to approve Article 12 with discussion?
Yeah, second, you got discussed.
okay, discussion.
I have a genuine concern that if I know we like to lump these all together, it's our capital plan, but I have a concern, and it's a real concern, that if one person doesn't like one thing on this, they're gonna vote the whole thing down. Town meeting doesn't vote like the whole thing. I know we have not broken them out in the past, but I think that there's certain expenditures in here, the town, the Morgan Ave Fire Station repairs, one of them. I think we should break these out and have more articles. I know Tracy doesn't wanna do that, but that's what I wanna do.
I'll do whatever you wanna do. You want every one of
But I
them
know we're
separate?
working towards a consent
A
agenda.
consent budget, yeah,
I
that's what,
know what we're working towards, but I just think the town of Newbury's not ready for that.
we've done it the last 2 years.
I know, and we get robust, but we get a lot of debate on town meeting floor, and I'm really worried
So
about.
you want each one separate?
I don't know, how does the board feel? Do you think we could lump the fire department
The 3 fire departments,
Information.
the most significant.
in one?
No,
four fire departments.
so I can't put that in with the fire department because, oh, do you mean the other article? Lump it in with the other article?
No, I mean,
Oh.
take like, perhaps take the PEG, I think we need to break them all out. The PEG equipment purchase, what is that, and who's gonna speak to these capital expenditures at town meeting?
So the IT director, the
Okay, so the
emergency
IT
management director, the
Okay.
harbor master, the.
So this this is important, this $10,000
Yeah.
for the PEG equipment, is that to move?
It is,
The carousel
to
over
20,
here.
to 20,
Here.
to move it from 25 High Road.
All right, and that should fix our problems with,
As far as I know.
yeah, until we have more problems.
Why
The
would they
unintended
amend
consequences.
the article on the floor? If they didn't wanna pass one part of it?
I don't know that answer.
No, I don't know either.
I guess you have to rank, well,
But-
you
but
have to
it-
rank them.
But if, I mean, I
That's how
know,
they're gonna-
I know you're thinking of separating them,
It's
but
kinda weird.
if someone were to explain that, and if you looked at what capital planning put out, it said, by doing that, you'd save an estimated $11,000 a year in perpetuity. So by spending 10,000 to move it from 25 High Road, you'd be saving $11,000 for years to come. I mean, to me, that sounds like it's a good deal,
Well, let's just,
if it's explained, okay? If it's
right, well,
explained to
that's the
people.
thing, so if we move Article 12 at town meeting, then we're gonna have to have a conversation about each one of these. So we may as well just break out the articles and vote them as a standalone. is
Okay, so
my
just
thinking.
so I'm clear, you want them all separate with the exception of the fire station repairs, the extrication tools, and the record software, you want those in one article?
How about the emergency management response vehicles or downside?
That's PD.
Okay,
That's PD.
So, I mean, we can,
Public
they're all
safety?
public safety.
but it's all public safety, I mean, I would say lump those four together,
Public safety.
yeah, into a public safety one, and then, I think you could put the PEG equipment with the town dock piling, it's, call that the common sense, we're just gotta pay for stuff article, because I recognize that it's completely different justifications, one is moving equipment, the other is literally replacing.
Can I bring your attention to Article 13?
Okay,
Cause those are
Yeah.
also, so those are also articles, common sense articles, like you said, that are gonna come from free cash,
gotta do it.
but they don't rise to the to meet the criteria of our capital plan, they're not over 10,000, they don't necessarily have a useful life of over 5 years. But if we're not doing it as a capital plan and you just wanna move them, do you wanna keep those together, or?
Are you saying move the $10,000 for the PEG equipment and the town dock, 22K for the town dock down to the Article 13?
I don't know,
Can you do that?
I can do whatever you
Yeah,
want to
well, I
do.
mean, 12 talks about capital purchases and 13 doesn't is special.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think it's,
know,
I think
Keep
what
it
you
the
just
way
said
it
a
is.
second ago about the, it's over 10,000 and it'll last for more
Yeah.
than 5 years, it should be
Okay.
its
okay,
own thing.
Keep it
But
separate.
PEG and town dock pilings, they don't go together in any way other than the fact that they're two things that we're spending more than $10,000 on.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Alright, so I'll
And then
pull
the-
them out separate, except for the
And then the fire department,
fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, so the PD is the emergency vehicle response. How old is that vehicle again? I know we already had this conversation.
Ooh,
I forget what you said, do you remember?
can't remember. Let me see.
So,
07?
2007, yeah.
Yeah,
It's in
it was,
07.
I was gonna say 17, but I think you're right.
Repairs are getting more expensive every year and rust is taking its toll.
Okay, so that was in '07. The hydraulic tools,
The jaws of life.
is that something that we could ask?
They're pretty old
Oh,
too.
ask, yes, we could
Is-
absolutely ask the fire company. And we also, the fire chief will be applying for grants for that. But they absolutely need to be replaced.
What'd you say, one is 22 years old and one is like in the high teens?
So they may not be able to be recertified by,
Correct.
okay. That answers that
Okay.
question. Okay.
And this Morgan Ave fire station repairs.
Mhm.
The report that the town has that was done, I believe we took, there was $711,000, I believe was the total estimate to have all that work done. We've done 10,000 of it last year.
100,000.
Appropriate.
I mean, $100,000, sorry, 100,000, I left off a zero. Last year, and then this year, we're gonna try and get the rest of it done.
It's the more significant cost is the plumbing, the electrical,
Right.
the,
Who's
Roof.
gonna speak to that?
the fire chief, I would assume.
Okay, because somebody needs to make, we need a show and tell for this.
Some graphics.
We need the pictures that are in that thing up on a,
Sure.
um,
On the screen.
it can't just be, we need $611,000. Yes or no?
Graphs and.
It's gotta be,
No, actually,
What is it?
photographs
Why
of
is it
what's there
important?
and, yeah, and that too.
why do I need to vote yes for this? And the record software, it's because theirs has gone defunct, right? They don't, it's
So
unsupported,
we,
isn't it?
we currently use IMC, and that's through both public safety agencies. But there was conversation that they were no longer going to support the fire side. They're saying now that they think they might be able to, but there's nothing definitive, and the time has come. We can't keep waiting, so we need to make the appropriation, but whether or not we need to make the expenditure is questionable.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, I know Chief Evans has gone to a meeting and they said they're considering continuing to support it, but they won't give a commitment, they won't sign a contract, so we're a little concerned about that.
I mean, one thing about the 611, a lot of that is plumbing
Right,
and safety and showers and washes
Electrical.
and electrical, okay? And believe it or not, that makes that building probably something that'll stand there for 20 years.
right.
Right.
And could even have a small addition if they got a different kind of truck.
Well,
So, this isn't probably stupid, it would have been stupid if people said, oh, we're gonna rip the building down in 2 years and build a new building.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
We're not gonna, there's nothing wrong with that
You're
building,
not-
I mean,
not
it
if
needs a
you're
little,
putting 611.
no, needs a little TLC, which we're gonna give it, and then it'll last a long time.
And if you walk through there and saw the conditions that those people operate in and live in, there's a lot of space there, there's a spot where the TV is and the couch, it's about 50 feet square that you'd say, this is bigger than my living room, but I mean, it could be laid out differently, the bunk area could be in much better shape. If they had proper lockers, like they have at the police station, they could stow their gear there. If they took a shower, they don't have to worry about fecal matter coming up from the drains as they do today. Okay, so it's, you know, it's like, if you're gonna buy a car, if you wanted to buy a new car, and you were saving your money for 3 years, you'd still put tires on your old car and oil changes in your old car for 3 years. You'd still maintain that because you needed it. And that it needs that kind of attention, I
Well,
think.
plumbing is expensive anyway, but, I mean, you start to look in your mind, you can't help but feel over your shoulder that you could have a police and fire and town hall there, and you'd be halfway done paying for it.
It's in the rearview mirror now.
It's not
Right
in the
up front.
rearview mirror. If it was in the rearview mirror and you're forgetting something like that, and we're the only town
But if we
in the
can,
state, I don't know, not good. It's gonna
No.
come back to bite us intensely.
It
Not
already
good.
has, it already has.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we comfortable with that, putting the public safety in one?
So it adds up to 914,000. So the article would read, to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $914,000 for the following specific capital purchases outlined below. Emergency management response vehicle, 69,000, Morgan Ave Fire Station repair, 611,000. Hydraulic extrication tools, 2 sets, 134,000, fire department record software, 100,000
For public safety.
for public safety.
Specific public safety capital
Yeah,
purchases.
so, right, sorry, for
Yeah, that's
following
good.
specific public safety capital
Public safety.
purchases.
And then the next one, along that same vein, would say for the following specific
Capital purchases.
capital purchases, and it would be the remainder.
32,000 for PEG equipment purchase and 22,000 for town dock piling replacements.
Can we talk about the COA
What
transport
about the
vehicle?
COA?
Can we talk about that?
That's what we're talking about.
Do they have,
Segue.
do they have, do they use the NEAT program? Do they need this, or is this a nice to have, or is this a must have?
What's this?
Huh?
What's this?
The Council on Aging transport vehicle for $40,000.
remember the conversation with NEAT was that they won't accept people that have wheelchairs
Wheelchairs or
and
walkers.
walkers.
Okay, so NEAT won't accept, but we have the van for that.
Mhm.
If
So
you dis- if
wheelchairs
you-
and walkers,
If you dispatch the van to send someone in a wheelchair to Boston, they're obligated to have someone in the back of the van in addition to the driver. So the driver, they have a driver, but that would take someone, one of the 3 people in the office to go in the van to go to Boston for an appointment. If you had, I think the thought process is if you had a vehicle, someone on the staff would drive that vehicle. Is it nice to have or have to have? I'm not sure. I really can't answer that.
Gonna save a lot of dents on the van.
Huh?
It's gonna save a lot of dents on the van driving in and out of
Well,
Boston.
that too,
That's a
and,
mileage.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so I don't know if this is a nice to have or a need to have. What's the request from Council on Aging, Tracy? What, was this a nice to have or a need?
Their write-up said the council requests funding for a used vehicle to take clients to various meeting and appointments without having to utilize the large van. The smaller vehicle would be driven by volunteers, staff, it's not volunteers, it's staff only. That volunteers was not correct, it's staff only, who are not authorized, nor in some cases, able to drive the large van.
Yep.
It would cost less to operate than the van, and it would provide a new level of flexibility to the Council on Aging to provide needed transportation to our seniors. So that's what capital planning reported.
Can I read that? Thank you.
Bill, have they got any of the, money that gets donated to them saved that they could put towards this? Do they have a fund for that?
Cindy has no fund. The Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging has
Meaning, yeah.
money. They do, but they did not contribute to the large van even, so. They appropriate to Cindy about $20,000 a year, or last year it was 12,000, I believe.
She could certainly ask.
She could ask them, yeah.
Tracy, the council, the planning committee scores these requests. This one was scored a 20 out of 55. What does that mean?
It's a lower priority.
Okay. I don't know, what's the tenor of the board? Do we want to keep it on the warrant and bring it to town meeting? And have town meeting decide? Or do we want to take it off?
I would leave it on, let the voters decide.
A little bit more clarification in what kind of vehicle it's gonna be, because the suggestion was a small sport utility,
Used,
certified,
certified pre-owned.
a little different than just used. Comes with warranty.
Might get a dealership to help there too.
So that was just,
I think the chairman of their board knows some people in car dealerships.
Of the
I'm
COA?
leaving it in this, so it would be PEG, Town Docks, COA transport vehicle.
Okay.
For a $72,000 capital outlay.
So you want that in one article,
Yeah.
those three?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would ask for a board vote on the public safety capital purchases and then the separate capital purchases. I'd need
The
to,
modified 12.
Do you have a motion now, Joy?
I have a motion to approve Article 12 with discussion. That's all I have.
Okay, so,
It was with the modification to insert public safety after specific, and the value is 914K according to Patrick's math.
Which, so I should check. This math is hard.
which includes the public safety response vehicle, the Morgan Ave Fire Station, the Jaws of Life, and the fire department record software.
alright. I'll second that.
Is there any more discussion on that as we broke it out just now? Okay, let's vote on that. All in favor of that modified Article 12?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? 5, 0, 0. And then we have broken out in the pilings separate
And the
And the
transport.
and the transport. So that would then become,
And PEG.
Right,
And
PEG, so PEG pilings and transport.
32 and 40 is 72,000.
72, yeah.
I move that we put PEG, dock piling, and council on aging transport vehicle in a separate article number to be voted on as a second part of a capital purchase at town meeting.
Second that.
any further discussion of that motion? Let's vote on that. All in favor of that?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 5, 0, 0.
And that article, what's currently numbered as number 13, is the balance of the free cash articles, including the municipal office's security system for 9,000, public safety website design update, 6,000, library purchase of a printer for 7,200, and the historic committee requested 3,500 for celebrations and restoration.
It is the 250th this year.
Yes.
Yeah. I move to, approve Article 13.
Second.
Is discussion. Celebrations, is that the money that they've always been asking you for every year? 3,500 or was that 350? I forget.
So we had previously, I don't know what's your last celebration. I don't know which one
The
it was.
350th or 375th or 375th, because it's gonna be the 400th, yes.
They had sold commemorative coins,
Something.
celebratory coins, and they had an account. I'm not sure how it came about, it was here before I got here, that had about that amount of money in. What happens with special articles is you're required, whoever the department head or committee chair, if there is money unexpended in that at the end of June 30th, you have to report to the town accountant what your intended plans are to use those funds, or if the project's complete. The project's complete, it gets closed out. If you say, please leave these funds open. Last year, they didn't send a report, the funds got closed out, but they didn't really have an intended purpose for it because it's been sitting there for more than 15 years. So that's kind of a long time anyway. You would typically wanna see things. If people need the money for something, they generally spend it pretty soon after the town meeting. So Lon had asked that we appropriate another amount from free cash, and that they would use it for these celebrations, and they have some old maps and things that they'd like to restore as well. So that money that got closed out to free cash last year, they'd like to see reappropriated for a different purpose.
Okay, I mean, I asked because it wasn't a specific request with the intent of 250th year celebration. It was just something that they wanted that money back to where it used to be. So it's probably safe to assume that historic commission committee does not have 250th anniversary plan, celebration plan. We got an email from Dana requesting a parade, et cetera, so
So maybe
we'll talk about that on an
together.
agenda item,
Sure.
some other meeting. Okay, thank you.
So if they don't expend that whole $3,500, it will tie back to free cash, right? And then they can get another appropriation next year if
For
they need
another
it.
intended purpose.
Right. Okay,
All right.
as long as they understand that.
To keep it, they have to apply to, if they were willing to spend like 500 of the 3,500,
Mhm.
they could apply to have that, still keep that money at the end of the.
Only if their celebrations are not complete and their restorations are not complete,
Okay.
yeah.
So I think they need to understand that it's not like your personal checkbook that you can just build money. It's public money and it has to be spent or it has to come back.
Yeah, for its intended purpose.
Okay, so if I'm correct, we had a motion and there was second, I started discussion. Is there any more discussion of what used to be Article 13? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 500.
And Article 14 is an unpaid bill. $5,600 for an unemployment expense.
I move to approve Article 14.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is 9/10 vote.
9/10, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll make that clear in the motion.
Okay, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 500. Article 15.
Article 15 is the reserve compensation fund that the members of the HR board reported out to you on last meeting. This would be funded from free cash. It would be the same type of thing like we just discussed at the end of the year. If it wasn't utilized, it would be closed out. If it was utilized, at the next subsequent town meeting, we'd ask for additional funds and a report would be made to town meeting on what the funds were spent on.
I move to approve Article 15.
Second.
Any discussion? I'm sure Mark Blackman would be able to talk
Yeah,
about this
he's
as
gonna have
he
to
spoke
speak
to
to
us.
We should, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? None, hearing none, 500. Citizens petitions.
Okay, those are gonna come after that part of the. We have 4 citizens petitions.
Four. So right now, I've included them, we've moved them around, over the years. Sometimes we take them up first, sometimes we put them after the financial articles. I don't know if you've ever had them at the end. So we just kind of put them in here. I figured you could discuss where you wanted them. We've had situations at town meetings when it gets to the end of the evening, when we have very few people there, and things kind of fly by, but other articles have been moved to the end when you wanna keep your audience there. You've had all sorts of rationales for where you put the articles, and it's entirely up to you how you want them to appear on the warrant.
Well, there's value in that point about everybody leaves at the end of the night. And things will just,
I think what happens is there's some things here that affect everyone in town. Town meeting is only a certain number of people anyway, at its best. You've got a lot of time involved in some of the meat of the meeting. And the people that stay to the end are gonna really be very weighted towards an agenda, I think, on voting. So
all right,
just kind of remember that. What's your fear, Alicia, they're gonna take too long?
I just have a feeling that there's gonna be a robust dialogue, and I feel like town meeting is, we have to do business before the town first. And then the bylaws are very important business for the town. And,
So you prefer to see the bylaws first and then the,
well, I'm not
Citizens
sure now,
petitions.
because I'm afraid that
Well, it's funny, I mean, some of these things, you kind of wish people would bring them into the board and go through the process, but
right,
they seem to wanna, and it's fine, it makes sense, but, you know, the pilot's kind of important. I mean, Jack, maybe a little less because we've kind of figured the budget out, but that would have been important. Certainly the, pesticides would affect a lot of people. So, you know, town meetings telling people what they can do.
all right, I'm fine leaving them
Let's leave
there.
them where they are.
Yeah,
Let's leave them where they are.
okay,
So let's take a look at them then.
no, we don't have
We
to,
don't have
right?
to do it.
We just go right to the bylaws?
Yep.
We don't have any say on it,
Okay.
Article 20?
Okay.
Just a quick question though, from, I remember this in years past, does the person who put in the petition come up and make an appeal on, okay,
they make
move
the
it.
motion.
they make the motion, okay.
And if nobody speaks to it, we can move to,
If nobody makes a motion, nobody stands
Yeah,
up and
it
makes a
falls.
motion.
Right, okay.
That's
And
how.
I'm asking again
Yeah.
because looking at current Article 17, once again, if Article 4, I think it is, if the operating budget passes in Article 17 as it stands,
Makes no sense.
it makes no sense.
that'll be explained at town meeting.
I think, to your point, the finance committee will probably mention that in their report, you know, how they make
Right,
their report,
right, their
they'll probably
presentation,
bring
okay.
that
Awesome.
to light.
So there's gonna be 4 citizen petitions.
So Article 20, who's gonna speak to the bylaws? Article 20 and Article 21 are the excise taxes? my understanding was we passed these last year. And now this year, we just have to, this is like the
Two-step, you pass
Yeah,
it,
we
now town
voted,
meeting
we
has to
voted
vote it.
last year.
but we put this on town meeting last year, didn't we? Didn't we vote a bylaw last year?
You voted, I think you voted the bylaw, but not the, I don't think you voted the amount.
Yeah, that's what was
Oh,
missing,
really?
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was like, it was a piece missing.
So this is the mechanics, yep.
Yeah,
To allow
that's
us to
it,
collect the additional tax.
even though we've been doing it
Okay,
anyways, right?
we need to change that to 70.75%.
For what?
It's point
Yeah, not 75 cents.
7.75%.
0.75, and you need to add the word percent in here.
Yeah.
Okay, I move that we approve Article 20 with that
Second,
typo fix.
Yep.
And there's the
Any,
second.
any further discussion? What did we get, $65,000 last year?
60,000, 63, I think.
Which helps. Okay, any more discussion? Let's vote, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? It's 5-0-0.
I move that we approve Article 21 as written.
Second.
Any discussion about this? What did we issue, Joy, 6, the
You,
last meeting, right?
you issued 6, and then you, I believe, have 11 more coming on the 14th. So they're starting
That's
to roll
another
in.
possible stream of money that can help us with,
Offsetting expenses.
Nice.
exactly. Any other discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's also 5-0-0. Article 22,
I move that we accept Article 22, which is to accept Chapter 83 of the Town of Newbury General Bylaws by adding the new bylaw as presented to us by the planning board.
I believe this is
No,
the
this is the
police
police
chief.
chief.
Police.
Oh, sorry, the police chief, sorry. This is the
Second.
solicitor one.
yeah,
Second the motion and then discussion, is he gonna present this?
Who's gonna, is Patty gonna present this?
Sorry, she,
cheers.
Police chief, yeah.
police chief, not fire chief.
Not fire chief. Well, what happens generally, so each of you, there's no science to it, it's kind of chair, vice chair, clerk, alphabetical. We kind of assign you each, and you would make the motion, but whoever the petitioner is, would speak to, respond to any questions, yeah. Yep. So you make the actual motion, but
She'll come
Chief
up.
Fisher would come up and respond if there was an inquiry.
All right, did we have a second?
We did.
We did. Any discussion about this article? Hearing none, let's vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed or abstaining? None, hearing none.
What page was the next one?
Article 23 is on page 13. This is the Historic Commission, Historic District, rather. Do we know who's gonna speak to this one?
I assume Robin Etheridge
Okay.
and Lon.
All right, I move to accept to recommend Article 3, 23, 23.
Okay, second, any discussion of Article 23?
It's my understanding what they said when they were here last time, is there's nobody in this district that doesn't want to be there. They're not forcing anybody into this district.
Is this 2/3 or simple majority?
I believe it's 2/3.
Thirds.
That's what I wrote down.
Is the previous bylaw 2/3 too? All bylaw changes are 2/3, right?
all zoning bylaw changes are 2/3, correct?
Some, I think, dealing with affordable housing,
Oh, that's right, except for those, that's new last year.
right, so we'll have to check with town council on
Okay,
on that.
okay.
How much for affordable housing?
I'm sorry?
Simple majority, right, Martha?
Just majority?
Majority, yeah,
Wow,
That was a directive from the governor's office, I
The
think.
state, yep.
wow.
All right, we had a motion, it was second. Any discussion of this article? Vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none. 500.
When we put,
On to
do
24.
the report with your motions, we'll identify what the required for this. And the moderator has that information as well.
I saw your scheduled meeting for that.
Yep.
rehearsal.
This is this one. No, this is zoning board of appeals. Article 24, page 20,
Article 24.
bottom of page.
Yeah, this increases our zoning board of appeals. You wanna move it?
Yeah, go ahead, you're on a roll.
I move to accept Article 24.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is important. They need to be 5.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? None, hearing none, it's 500.
Article 25. To see if these are the planning, these are the, this is the housing one, the inclusionary zoning.
Inclusionary zoning, yeah.
Yeah, I move to accept Article 25 as presented by the planning board in the warrant.
Second.
Any discussion of Article 25? Hearing none, let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none. 500.
Article 26. This is the recodification of our Chapter 97 zoning. I move that we approve Article 26 as presented by the planning board and in our warrant.
Second,
Any discussion? Let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? None.
Article 26, Article 27, this is the table of use. I move that we recommend the Article 27 as written and presented by the planning board.
second,
Any discussion? Well, let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Hearing none, it's 500.
And Article 28 is the clean energy, Chapter 97 zoning, presented by the planning board, a new zoning bylaw. Move to accept.
second.
Any discussion on Article 28?
Yes, you-
God bless you. Hearing none, let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? None. Did I miss the change to the zoning board of appeals?
No, that was in here.
No, that was in there.
Was in there? I just didn't look at it, I guess, I didn't see it.
That was Article
All right.
23, I think.
Was it?
Bottom of page 20 maybe?
Page 20, bottom,
Yeah,
page 20,
Page 25?
20.
Article 24.
Yes,
Yeah,
I see it,
Article
okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, so Martha, how does this, or Kristen, how does this, after we bring these, and Woody, I guess, since you're here, we bring these changes to town meeting, let's say they all get approved. What does that do for us, for our zoning bylaws? Are we all cleaned up, or we have more? More to come?
There's always more.
We have one other step, it has to go through the AG's office, right?
Yeah, they'll all have to be approved by the AG's office. But the recodification, you know, most of those changes will be done. But, you know, there are always sections that one can look at and say, well, you know,
Is this still relevant?
right.
But this was the big,
This is the big.
This was a big job.
this was an
Big push.
amazing undertaking for the planning directors, the planning board, it was a
It was a nice big
labor of
booklet.
love.
Good job.
Very well done.
Thank you. Did we clean up all the conflicting bylaws too? with
Not
all
all of
this?
them.
Not quite yet?
Got a lot of them done, but there are, I'm sure there's still a few there.
We plan to meet next Tuesday, that would be the second Tuesday of the month, or is it? No, so
No,
it's the fourteenth.
14th.
14th, it's at 5:30,
Did
At
you guys have
5:30.
it?
and there'll be,
Conflict on that one?
I think I do. I think I'm good. 14th, I think I'm good.
14th.
that's when we have, we talk about easements.
Yeah, 14th is good for me.
Okay, good.
It's
Is
on
that
my
a public
calendar.
hearing?
No,
Bill?
it's,
Just a regular meeting.
It's just a regular meeting.
regular meeting.
Okay.
I think Lisa's gonna be there, so I think it's,
So do we have a meeting on the 28th as well? The week before town meeting?
I have one scheduled. Right now, I think there's only one item on it, and that's the Cultural Council wants to come before you for a public property use request for Newbury Town Day, but also to tell you what they're planning to do and advertise the event. Right now, that's all I have on it.
Oh, they may want to present at town meeting under boards and committees if they
Could
have.
move that to the 14th.
We should move that to the 14th.
I will ask if
Ask Robin,
they're willing
She
to move
can.
to the 14th.
come before
then we'll be going
earlier.
from the 14th of April then to
Town meeting.
town meeting May 5th. Then you won't have a meeting on, so there's only
Yeah,
a week
because we're
later.
gonna need, if she has slides and if she's gonna present some things, we're gonna need time. Can't be just the week before.
They presented last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
I feel like they did, so yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask the board to take a vote to approve the warrant as discussed tonight? And then we'll make the changes and we'll have it available in your office to sign.
Motion to do that?
I move that we approve the warrant as discussed.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? No? Great.
Thank you.
How about a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.